I'm gonna go out there and make a choice. A choice that some of y'all might be a little bit ticked off about if you watch these videos because my analysis is so spankin' brilliant, shiny, and amazing. I'm kind of being facetious with that. I'm kind of joking, but today I don't want to talk about the Canucks game, because I didn't watch it. In fact, I had myself a pretty good night, because it's the new year, January 3rd, it's Tuesday, and today was the first day of the scrimmages that I usually participate in with the fellas kicking back up again. And I had a decision to make. Do I go out there and sit out yet another day of physical activity and decide to place 2.5 hours worth of my life into the Vancouver Canucks as they play the Islanders at home? Or do I try to go out there and burn off some of the calories that I had gained because, you know, New Year's, Christmas, the holidays, everybody's eating everything in this time of the year. So I made the choice to try to better my physical activity since it's been a long time. My legs are a lot more sore than they usually are after running around and playing hockey, which I think is a good thing. And the best part is, I feel good about it. Scored a hat trick today, had some very nice snipes on the rush while dashing down the right wing. And when I came back home, the disdain in my mother's voice when I asked her, hey, how's the game, was all I needed to know about Vancouver versus New York. In fact, I made another decision earlier on today because in my fantasy league with the other hockey YouTubers that I've mentioned a few times, Hot Take Hockey, Audie James, a few other names that you might be familiar with, I had a decision to make because on my left wings, I had myself Johnny Gaudreau, Anders Lee, and Alex DeBrincat all having a game. Now, if you're familiar with the Yahoo thing, you could only put 2 guys out there even if you have 3 in your lineup. And so I had to make a choice. Who do I play? Is it Anders Lee against Vancouver? Is it Alex DeBrincat versus Columbus? Or is it Johnny Gaudreau versus Ottawa? I went with DeBrincat and Gaudreau because I was like, okay, at the end of the day, I want to bet for my Canucks guys, so if Anders Lee is in my lineup and I'm cheering for him to get points, it kind of contradicts my fandom, and I believe that Gaudreau is a good enough player to do something good against Ottawa. Nope, he gets shut out. The Blue Jackets don't score any goals. DeBrincat doesn't even have a good night either. He only has 3 shots on goal, no assists, no points, whatever. And, yeah, Anders Lee scores a goal. He has the most points out of all the 3, and he's the one that I ended up benching. So, even though I made a wrong oopsie-daisy with my fantasy lineups, I still had Bo Horvat in, because of course I did. And this is why I'm labeling this sort of a game as the best-case scenario. It's all going according to plan. Have you ever seen The Corpse's Bride? Yeah, according to plan. That's what we got right here. The Vancouver Canucks drop a game in regulation 6-2 against the New York Islanders at home. It's not a 5-2 loss this time, it's 6-2. And I did not watch the majority of this game. In fact, when I came home, it was about 4 minutes left in the third period. The Canucks were at the start of pulling their goaltender. They had a power play. They blew it. They gave up an empty net goal. And so, you know, what else is there to say? The reason I made the choice that I made at the start of this video is because I feel like this is getting old. I feel like Canucks fans that watch these YouTube videos and that watch the games and that listen to the Sportsnet 650 post-game show and they read the articles on The Athletic, they read all the things that are said by NHL insiders, I feel like for all of us here in Vancouver, we're just sort of getting sick of it. And so, I don't know, do you want my analysis on this game? Do you want me to talk about the defensive breakdowns? Do you want me to talk about, according to my mother, some mistakes made by Ethan Bear, Tyler Myers? Do you want me to talk about how the team apparently got off to a hot start again, but they couldn't get things to go? They got 1 goal by Bo Horvat, which is great for my fantasy team because everybody else in my fantasy team isn't able to score points, it seems. Do you want me to talk about the same things we've been talking about the entire year? I'm kind of getting sick of it, and I talked about this at Scrimmage with a lot of the folks that are over there because they know that I have a YouTube channel, they know that I do this for a living, and we were having a conversation about the Canucks and just how stagnant everything appears to be, how you can't really exist without talking about the same things over and over again. It's Miller, it's work ethic, it's not having consistency, it's a 60-minute effort, nah, more like a 20-minute effort. It's blown leads, it's other teams taking advantage of them, it's Spencer Martin, it's this, it's that. And like, this is just another one of the L's in the L column. That's it. And I'm saying it's according to plan because, 1, Bo Horvat got multiple goals. In fact, I want to do a fun little exercise here. Let's watch the Bo Horvat goals and see what happened here. First one comes with about 2 minutes left in the first period. Who is that taking the puck at the middle? I'm not sure. Okay, passed it out to Mikheyev down the wing. He goes into the corner. Okay, puck is down low. It's held down. Back to the blue line. Shot made by OEL. And oh my goodness, another tip-in goal by Bo. 27th on the year, man. This is a guy who is on a freaking heater. Aatu Raty then gets a goal in the second period. Very nice to see him going out there and doing his thing. Islanders fans have been hyped up for Raty ever since the guy's name was drafted in the second round in 2021, and I've been excited for him as well. So amazing to see his story come out here, and he's potting up his second goal in the NHL. JG Pageau then scores in the power play, and then it's Mathew Barzal who makes it 3-1, and then at the end of the second period, Bo Horvat from Hughes and Miller, from Miller and Hughes on the power play, again with about a minute-ish to go in the second. Let's watch this goal, because I personally don't want to watch the Islanders' goals. I think everybody kind of knows where my fandom lies here. Okay, so who is that bringing it down the left side? That's JT. Stops up on the half wall. Back to the point, Petey. Right side point into the middle. Hughes chips it out. Miller keeps it in. Nice play. Miller into the middle. Bo shoots and he scores. That is Bo's second of the night. 28th goal on the season. And then in the third period, my boy Andersley, whom I scratched today because I wanted to see Gaudreau and DeBrincat duke it out, ends up scoring, making it 4-2. Casey Cizikas makes it 5-2. JG Pageau makes it 6-2 on the empty net shorthanded. And yeah, you don't really... Do you want analysis on this? I could give it, but like, you know, this video is pre-recorded and I'm not going to see the comments until after it's uploaded, but like, is that really something that people want to see again and again? Like, when they win, it's fine, we can go over it, but when they lose, it's like, okay, they lost again. Why do we need to spend time talking about the goals, about things we know already are the truth about this team? Not great defensively, whatever, giveaways, turnovers, etc. Not everybody's perfect, but at the same time, I mean, for Bo Horvat, this is one of the games where it adds to his trade value. Firstly, it gives me points for fantasy, yes, and then it adds to his trade value. The guy has 28 goals on the year. This is his second most productive goal season in his entire career, and he's only played 37 games. Like, Bo Horvat demanding $9+ million a season makes sense. Like, he's on pace for 60-something goals and maybe 195-something-ish points on the year. Yeah, if he's producing like that, he has the right to ask for $9 million, but you can't convince me that this is going to be a pattern year in, year out, every single season for Bo. Right? I mean, he just broke 30 goals for the first time in his career last year, and it took 70 games to do that. This year, the guy's almost at a goal a game, or he's like 10 goals under a goal a game, but like, he's right there on pace for 60, and a part of me doesn't believe that he's going to be able to do that for the rest of his career. Let's say he signs an 8-year deal, he's able to do that for the rest of that contract. Like, this showcase is one of the ones where you just see everything that you want if you're on Team Rebuild come to fruition. Bo Horvat getting more goals to boost his trade value and to give me fantasy points, and the team losing games in regulation at home, embarrassing themselves in front of the hometown crowd. And what that also does is it puts another L in the L column, and by proxy gives them a better chance at drafting Mr. Connor freaking Bedard. I know everybody is taking a look at the World Juniors and seeing how good this guy is and how much of an impact he could make if he was drafted by Vancouver. He loves Vancouver as well. He's from North Van, the pride of North Van. The Canucks are his favorite team. Tyler Mott is his favorite player. In the World Junior Prospects Make a Hut team, he put Curtis Lazar as his pick on the fourth line. Bedard is a Canuck in his heart. Any other team taking Connor Bedard would be a disservice and a betrayal of his true emotional feelings. And I really do think that this kind of trajectory where the team is starting to lose more games, like, this is ultimately the best case scenario if you are on Team Rebuild, Team Sell Everybody, Team Trade Away all the guys that are making a significant amount of money and who are going to make a significant amount of money unless their names are Petey and Hughes. And I guess Demko. But even Demko, I feel like he's sort of in a territory now where, I mean, the team might need to go through a full-on rebuild, and Demko is not too young anymore. But either way, talk to the comments your thoughts about the Canucks and the Islanders. They lost again. Surprise, surprise, I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about how my day went because I had a lot of fun playing hockey. And the reason I talk about it like that is because I don't know if I would have had as much fun with my night had I sat down and watched the Canucks versus the Islanders. In fact, I'm going to have myself a very nice night because I'm going to watch Amsterdam. I heard that movie was pretty bad. I don't know. I'm going to give it a try myself with captions on, hopefully, because I heard that that's probably the best way to watch it, and see how it is, because I'm very intrigued. Talk to the comments our thoughts about the Canucks versus the Islanders. I hope you enjoyed this Juraj 99, and bye.